Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I did a premiere on Russia, really just taking up a lot of territory over there in Donbass. And we already know they have full control of Mariupol. So now Zelensky has come out and said that he is going to keep fighting until all of the territory is back. But, think about this. How do you get territory back and you're being outgunned? That is really not logical. But think about it. Putin took Crimea from Ukraine back in 2014. They never got that back. And quite frankly, Putin doesn't seem like the type of person that gives things back once it's in his possession. He just doesn't come off like that. So, yeah, this may sound all good on the surface, but reality is if they outgun you, your chances of getting anything back that the Russians have taken over, I would say it's very null and void. I told y'all from the very beginning that I believe Russia was going to take this one. And I was telling you this during the time when the mainstream news here was flying high on, Ukraine winning, the small, mighty country is winning. And I don't know, I things just weren't adding up. Usually when people are winning, they're not begging. This man is always begging, you know? Begging and winning just don't go hand in hand. I'm just saying. It just doesn't. Despite of what you may say, I watched the actions of the person, and the action of the person was not that of a winner. So I'm going to play some of this interview that came out about 8 hours ago, and you're going to hear Zelensky talking um, during this interview with CNN. A pleasure once again to talk to you. Likewise, glad to see you. Let me begin by asking you, in 1942, Churchill said, "This is not the end. This is not the beginning of the end, but this may be the end of the beginning." And what he was trying to steel everyone for was the idea that this was a long war, and he turned out to be right. Where do you think we are in this conflict between Russia and Ukraine, and really Russia and the world? Thank you for this question. As far as our war is concerned, the all-out war of the Russian Federation against Ukraine, Ukraine is fighting for its independence and freedom. It has been doing so for years, for decades and centuries, and even longer. And I think that today we are speaking about the war for independence, for freedom of the European continent, Europe whole and united. And we are speaking about the beginning of the peaceful and united Ukraine as well. As far as my guess, when this war might end, that would depend on several things, very specific things. First of all, the will and the desire of the United West to stay united in supporting Ukraine with weapons, with finance, to boost our resilience, and political will not to be afraid but fight against the Russian Federation in this hybrid war, not with boots on the ground, of course, but in various other alternative ways. And it also hinges on the desire of the Russian Federation. This war will be over sooner or later. I'm sure there would be some sort of a peaceful process, some sort of talks, and we would be discussing the issues of who Ukraine is going to negotiate with what president of the Russian Federation that we are going to negotiate with. I hope that would be a different president in the Russian Federation. Thank you. Do you believe it is impossible at this point to negotiate with Vladimir Putin an end to this conflict? As matters stand, I think that the incumbent president of the Russian Federation does not fully understand what's going on. He is not keenly aware of what's going on in Ukraine. Ukraine is not going to concede our territory. We are fighting in our country, on our land. So I think that the president of the Russian Federation should be actually shoved into the reality of today, not being in this bubble and this alternative reality of his that he has been building for quite a long time. And he is still in this world of propaganda in the Russian Federation. So I can only talk with the president directly, with no intermediaries, no brokers. Once the president is prepared to leave his bubble of this alternative reality into the real world and talk to us, understand that a lot of people are being killed, including civilians, perhaps then will he understand that we should start talking and should put the end to this war that he launched, his country is waging against us. And perhaps then we will be able to talk, unless it is too late, to find some diplomatic way off, a way out of this situation. You talked about Ukraine fighting until its territories are recovered, Mr. President. Do you refer in that situation to territories lost this year, or will Ukraine fight until it recovers the territories it lost in 2014? You know, when Ukraine says that it will be fighting to regain its territories, it means that Ukraine will be fighting until it gains all its territory back. So it doesn't mean anything else. It's about our sovereignty, about our territorial integrity, it's about our independence. Would it be fair to say, Mr. President, and I think you are implying this by what you've said, so far the Russians are not negotiating seriously at all on any of these issues? Yes, you can say so. That would be fair to say. I can't see their willingness, nor can I see any practicality in what we are talking about. At the beginning, there was an impression that we can move ahead. There would be a certain result or some outcome of those talks, but it all has stalled. Mr. President, what do you need from the world? The United States has voted about $50 billion worth of arms. Do you have what you need? What more do you need? Just the confidence of the world that they can do it. The world should be united. Europe, the world at large should be united. We are as strong as you are united. We understand that technically, weapon-wise, Russia is still prevailing. They outnumber us, they outgun us, and what we need is weapons, of course. And we need to be much more powerful. We should have much greater firepower than the Russians. Not by several units, but by times. Our huge benefit and our huge advantage over Russia would be when we are truly united, when every country is dead sure what side it is on. If you're thinking about all right, y'all. So you heard from the president himself. That was his translator. Said, he's even telling you that they're outgunned by the Russians. They're outnumbered by the Russians. So you heard it from a soldier yesterday, and now you're hearing the same exact thing from Zelensky himself. So Russia said this is going to be a long one. So they're in for the long haul. You only got the United States in their news talking about Russia is short on weapons and Russia won't be able to hang in there. How do you know that? Seriously, how do you know that? Y'all were the same people saying that are the same ones that said this would be over in a week. The same ones that are saying this were all on my channel in the comment section talking about Ukraine is winning. So if you think I'm going to believe anything that you say, you got another thought coming. Y'all haven't been right about nothing yet. You haven't been right about one single thing. And now you got Zelensky, and the Russians have already said over a week ago, this is going to be a long war. They don't seem like they're running out of stuff and they're going to have to end the war. This is just crap that's being said in the US. You know, and I have yet to see you be right about one thing when it comes down to this war. You're not right about anything. So Zelensky is telling you they're outnumbered and outgunned, but he wants to hang in there so he can recapture territory that's lost. I don't think they can do it. And if you do send missiles over there, you can best believe Russia's going to intercept all of it. They're waiting for you to send this stuff. They're sitting and waiting for all of this equipment to come. They know what your planes look like. They know what your cargo planes look like, the ones that the US use. So it's really not that hard to figure out when you're sending stuff over there. But y'all, please tell me what you think about what he just said. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.